Welcome to Zesty's Recipes Quarantine Week 3. This week we thought we'd bring you something that I like to call nostalgia food. Food that you grew up on, that you still crave today, and maybe you can't get it right now. Let's say it was in a mall food court, like chicken teriyaki from that lovely Sakkio, Japan. We don't have their recipe, but we have something very similar to it. Let's get in the kitchen. So we're going to start by cutting up our chicken. What we've got here are chicken thighs, boneless, skinless, and ready to cut up. We go with thighs because it's a more tender meat, fattier meat, and just works perfect for chicken teriyaki. You're going to take your thigh. Oh, there's a nice little thigh. And just start cutting little bite-sized pieces. Very simple. Not much of a science to this. It's hard to mess up. Yep. So it's good to get a little sliver here and there. That's a nice little sliver. I can't wait to eat that later. Don't worry about taking any of that fat out. It is going to cook off on an extremely hot griddle. Just like they got at that mall. All right, now it's time to marinate the delightful little chicken thighs. What we've got here for the marinade is some water, light soy sauce, just less salt, soy sauce, canola oil, Shaoxing wine. I want to put a little special spotlight on Shaoxing wine. This is something that was introduced to me years back, and it's a staple in our kitchen. You can get it at any international market. If you don't have it, don't worry. You can also use sherry in its place. From then on, we go to our dry ingredients. We've got some garlic powder, we've got some ground white pepper, and baking soda. Baking soda is key. It helps tenderize the meat and keep the moisture locked in while it's sizzling on that beautiful hot griddle. We're gonna give this a nice stir. I would maintain this for about 5 minutes. Just getting everything blended together, picking up pieces, rolling them on top of each other. I've even seen some recipes where they'll put this into a mixer, like you would be making a cake, and let that mix the chicken for minutes. So go about it your own way. This way works for me. Okay, I've mixed the chicken for 5 minutes. Now it's time to seal this up. Put it in the fridge for at least 6 hours. You can also do it overnight, and then we'll get back to it later today. Okay, it's been 6 hours. Our chicken has been marinating. That's given me plenty of time to run over to Abercrombie & Fitch and try on some Woods cologne, head down to Spencer's and buy a few posters my parents won't approve of. I ate a Cinnabon, and I also went to the tobacco store to try and buy cigarettes and got denied. Now it's time to start making the sauce. What we're gonna do first is get our chicken stock going at a medium heat. Just slide in our ginger slices and our garlic slices. We get that going to a nice medium heat simmer and then come back to you. Okay, we've let this ginger and garlic simmer in the chicken stock for around 10 minutes. We're gonna start adding some teriyaki sauce. Man. Gonna add a little bit of soy sauce. Delightful. Brown sugar is in. We're mixing it all up at medium heat, and we're gonna let it cook down for about 5 minutes. We wanna get a thicker consistency for covering all that delicious chicken thigh we're about to grill up. We've been cooking this down for 5-10 minutes. It's time to start getting that ginger and garlic out. You guys have done a really good job in helping make this recipe amazing. I want you to know that. I was talking to the garlic and ginger. After we do this, we can get our cornstarch slurry going. And then we'll be cooking some chicken. Whoop. My beautiful wife Beth has said I should start getting to the point. So what we got here is cornstarch slurry, little cornstarch, little water. Add it in there, you guys. And then let's use a whisk and whisk that in. What we're doing is thickening the sauce. And that happens immediately. Here's the consistency we're looking for. It's a glaze now. It's gonna be so good. We can go ahead and cut the heat at this point. Let it cool down a bit. All right, well, first and foremost, I'd like to welcome our chicken back to the party. It's been away for a while. It's nice and marinated and looks delicious. Our griddle is super hot. We're gonna take a little bit of oil. Let's start placing the chicken on. Okay, we're obviously going to be going in batches here. Can't fit it all on one griddle. It's going to take about 3-4 minutes on one side. You want it to get nice and brown. Then we start to flip, and then we start to stir fry it a bit. All right, we're about 4 minutes into the first side. Ooh, look at that nice brown. Scrape that off the pan. Make sure all the brown bits stay on the chicken. About 8 minutes total here. Looking good. We're gonna remove it, start a second batch. Don't worry, it's coming back to this griddle to add some mushrooms and sauce. Here we go, guys. Alright. Multiple batches. You remember how they do it, you guys? They're scraping that pan down. Get it off. Let's get a clean skillet and go for batch 2. Second batch is done. Let's get all that crispy deliciousness from underneath. That is adding texture and flavor, you guys. It may look a little bit messy, but it's a delight. Alright, we've added the chicken back to the pan. Get those mushrooms in there. Let's see if we can get all this going in this small area. It's going to take a little just mixing, but you know what? Those mushrooms, you just need a little bit of heating through. And that chicken is very hot. Boy. Oh, we lost a few good men over there. Okay, mushrooms are cooked in. The chicken looks perfect. Gonna add a little bit of that sauce like they did back in the day. My God. Plate it with a little side of rice and veggies. Woo! Can't wait for this. Extra sauce? Absolutely. Maybe even a sample.